Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime. When last we left off, we had begun our final confrontation with Shiki. And, well, I counted, and there are 5 choices left in this visual novel. 5. 4 of which leads you to, progression or to a bad end, and then the final choice lets you choose between which ending you want to get. And of course I will be showing both endings, and I intend to show all of the bad ends as well, as well. I quite enjoy dead ends. They're fun. But in order to get to the next dead end, we are going to unthinkingly pursue Shiki. No time to waste. I have to kill him before his wounds heal, or he will kill me. I take a forced breath and spur my tired body after Shiki. Panting, my breath echoes through the dark forest. In this darkness, the trail of blood seems to light the way. There's no way I'll let Shiki go now. The question is, can my body survive long enough? Sorry, trying to fix my headphones. There we go. Breathing heavily, I run while wobbling side to side. I feel my knife in my left hand. The sensation of the knife firmly gripped by my hand is the only thing keeping me from passing out. Is he going to the courtyard? It looks like the trail of blood leads to the courtyard. 8 years ago, the place where Nanaya Shiki was killed by Tono Shiki. Come to think of it, there's no better place to finish our match. Alright, Shiki, I'll kill you. Everything turns red. Blood accompanies my breath out of my body. Blood spews out of my heart. I start to pass out and fall to the ground. What? I don't understand. I just feel pain burning everywhere. What the? I look at my back. There, I see numerous swords stuck like wings. They stick through me and up towards the sky. That means this wound is fatal. Why? I don't understand. It's not that these swords came flying at me. They just suddenly seemed to sprout from inside me. The sound of dripping blood. It drips down the swords on my body. The blood is not mine. Oh, that blood back then. The blood that spilled on me when I cut Shiki. That was still on my chest. What a stupid mistake. I knew that red swords were made from his blood, so having his blood on me is like asking him to stab me to death any time he pleases. I start to fade. I look up at the sky in my own sea of blood. The faraway moon. Dark night, tall trees. I'm facing the same meaningless death as once before. End. Yay. Will I take CL Sensei's lesson? Of course I will. Bonjour. The head corner for Tono-kun, who has ended up in this dead end with only a little bit left to go. It's time for Teach Me CL Sensei. The 5th period is about battles with vampires. I have brought Professor Roa as a special guest. Professor Roa, what is the reason for Tono-kun's loss this time? I have to say he was a bit careless. I actually don't remember what voice I gave Roa. That was quite some time ago. I think that was, God, a month and a half? At least since I last saw you. Finding out about your enemy's weapon is a top priority in a battle against the transcendent race. Well, in this case, I think he knew about it, but didn't act very intelligently. I see. Excuse me, Professor Oa, but why does Shiki-san in this route look different than you? I've been wondering about this for a long time. Yes, I think it's just difference in taste. When Shiki's mind was weak, Roa preferences surfaced, and I dressed like this. But in this case, Shiki-kun completely lost his mind for some reason, and Roa could not come out since he relies on taking control of someone's mind. That is my theory on what happened. Oh, really? So when Akiha-san's around, Shiki-san is the real Tono Shiki? They say Tono-kun is like Shiki-kun, but they're not alike at all. Well, that was fun. That's weird. I'm getting an error. I will be back in just a moment. Well, that's horribly annoying. I also pushed the wrong button to unpause it. But whatever. Windows is updating in the background, and I told it to pause. So hopefully it actually listens to me. But there's no guarantee in that because, well, it's Windows 10. But let's reload from there. So this might end up being a quite short episode because, well, nobody likes Windows updating and taking up, for some reason, Windows likes to take up all of my, or as much system usage as it fucking can, much to the detriment of me recording. But anyway, that's annoying. So this might be a short episode. If it is, I apologize. But, let's, try to ignore that and, play. Well, read, I guess. I can at least record for a little bit, hopefully. So, what are we going to do? We are going to do what was intended of us. We're going to take a breath, calm down, and then pursue him. I let out a deep breath. Apparently I forgot to pause my timer when I was checking why the fuck I was getting an OBS error. And of course, so my timer's like a minute and a half ahead. Calming down, I managed to restore control over my breathing. My view, painted in red, now returns to normal. One more calming breath. I won't believe what Shiki says. I would never kill Akiha, and there's no way I would kill someone simply because they weren't human. It's different. It's different from back then. It's different from Shiki. I can control my actions through my own willpower. It's just, the smell of blood is so strong. It makes me remember the past, and that scares me. Shit. My right hand is still holding the knife. With my bare left hand, I wipe the blood off my chest. With that, the smell of blood goes away a bit. Shiki. In the darkness, the trail of blood seems to light the way. I take another deep breath, then go after Shiki. This is the last stop. Is this just a coincidence, or is it on purpose? 8 years ago, we fight to the death once more at the place where Shiki almost killed me. You did come after me. Shiki is sitting down at the very edge of the clearing. Even that is the same as back then. I hold onto my knife and walk towards him. I feel something slimy under my feet. Shiki's blood has not stopped. All the flowing blood is from him. Splash, splash. His blood makes noise as I step towards him. It's amazing he's alive after losing this much blood. It's like a giant puddle on the ground. But I'm also at my limit. I'll be at a disadvantage if I wait any longer. This is the only chance to kill him with him wounded. step forward. Wait, there's something I haven't told you yet. Oh, sorry, that's not in his head. I couldn't. The apostrophe, whatever. Blended in with the background. And I wasn't looking very hard either, to be fair. Sorry, I was cheeky.
Can you wait there a bit, cheeky? Don't look at me like that. This should benefit you too, because it's about Akiha. There might be a way to turn her back.
What? I'm gonna drink a bit of water very quickly. At that moment, my still functioning reason stops my feet. But my body is telling me to go on and kill him right now. I save, of course. This one. My system time is still wrong, I think. I don't know. I don't ever use the time on my computer. I use a calendar on it, sure, but I never actually look at the time for anything. But what do we have to do? We have our choices of stop or I won't let his words trick me, and well, I won't let his words trick me. I won't fall for that trick. My body stops working properly when I listen to him. If there is a way to turn back Akiha, I'll find it myself. No way. No way will Shiki, the one who turned Akiha that way, tell me.
I guess you won't fall for it. Alright then. It's all about killing each other from now on. Let's see who's the better killer.
Shiki laughs, still down on the ground. I don't answer, and instead walk straight to him. About 10 more meters to go. I will be able to jump at him within a few seconds.
Don't tell me you think you're good just because you cut off one of my arms, Shiki.
1 meter.
I'll teach you one last thing. You know everyone in the Tono family has different powers, right? I guess Aki is good at taking heat from her surroundings. Well, it's kind of like that, influencing the outside world like an interference ability.
2 meters.
It seems the ability to interfere with the outside world has been scarce even in the Tono family. You can say that Akiha's ability is rare. Since she has such large potential, it doesn't wake up easily. Anytime I try to wake it up, it's like throwing a rock into the ocean. The best way to use her full ability is to have someone take over her mind and control her.
3 meters.
Well, let's put Akiha off to the side. It's more important to talk about me right now.
4 meters.
Shiki, I'm like the old man. I have no method to interfere with the outside world. The vampire ability isn't my original ability. This is more like a bonus that I got later. My real ability is immortality.
5 meters.
Well, there are limits to my immortality since I can't heal my own wounds. Isn't it weird that this ability is called immortality? But it's true that dying is hard for me. My body changes context so that it can survive whatever state it is in at that moment. Humans die when they lose a large portion of their body, right? That's because humans need a human shape with all the necessary parts to live as a human. If they can't find a suitable substitute for their lost part, they die. Well, it might be more correct to say they can't continue to live.
6 meters.
But in my case, it's the opposite. I don't supplement my lost parts. Instead, I continue to live even if I lose an arm or all my blood. My body changes its internal organs so that I can live without the parts I lost. See, can't you say that this is immortality?
Isn't that kind of like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z?
Ah, well, I would have probably lived even if my head only remained. Well, there's no way I'd be like that. Want to be like that? 7 meters. One more step. Then I'm within reach. You're about to kill me, huh? Well, what I want to say is this. I have the ability not to influence the outside world, but rather my inner body. Do you get it? Even if it seems like a useless part of your body to you, for me. This is it. Now I'll stab. Suddenly, from my ankles to my head, I am stabbed by numerous swords that popped out of the ground. I can change it into an important weapon like this. You need to pay more attention. There's no way I'd scatter this much blood for no reason. I understand.
How stupid of me. I followed his trail of blood and walked onto a mountain of needles.
I don't have an ability like you or Akiha to hurt others directly, so I have to rely on little tricks like these. But if this someone in my head becomes clearer, I might be able to use his ability as a vampire. I guess you can't keep yourself together anymore. Then, this is it. You can leave the rest to me, and you can go back to your grave, Shiki.
I hear laughter. It echoes through my head as my mind falls into darkness. End. Well, that was another bad end for Shiki. How unfortunate. Of course, we'll take CL Sensei's lesson. Bonjour. This St. Corner is for the Tono-kun who has ended up in this dead end with only a bit left to go. It's time for Teach Me, CL Sensei. The 5th period is about battles with vampires. Is this the same number? Well, it didn't let me skip it, so the answer to that is no. I have brought Professor Roa as a special guest. Professor Roa, what is the reason for Tokuno-kun's loss this time?
I have to say he was a bit careless. Finding out about your enemy's weapon is a top priority in a battle against the Transcendent.
I'm just going to read this quickly. Well, in that case, I think he knew about it, but didn't act very intelligently. I see. Excuse me, Professor, but why does Shiki's on the district look different than you? I've been wondering this for a long time. I'm just going to speed read through this because this is almost exactly the same scene, I'm guessing. Yes, I think it's a little different in tastes. When Shiki's mind was weak, Roa's preferences surfaced not just like this, but in this case, Shiki-kun had completely lost his mind for some reason, and Roa couldn't come out since he realized that taking control of someone's mind. That is my theory on what happened. Oh, really? Someone Aki has brought Shiki-san's real Tono Shiki. They say Tono-kun is like Shiki-kun, but they're not alike at all. Yeah, I think that was the exact same scene. Damn guide lying to me. Also, the fact that it didn't give me the choice to skip it in the game, so I guess it's technically a separate scene count, even though the ending is the same, or whatever. As I said, this is going to be a short episode, and I intended it to be anyway. This is about, well, this isn't about, this is where I wanted to end this episode, so, you know, hopefully, if I try to record any more tonight, I don't get any more errors because Windows being a dick, but fingers crossed. Anyway, next time, we see what happens, and make our way to the next bad end. And then, well, we get closer and closer to the end. And then we are very, oh so very close. Well, I hope to see you all next time.